Hi guys, this is Lashette from Scarlet Moon Creations, and I'm back. This is the first of my bookish yearly wrap-up videos, and I'm going to be talking about my least favorite books of 2021. These are my lowest rated and one DNF. Now, I wouldn't, I guess, normally include a DNF, or most people wouldn't, but I just need to talk about how much I didn't like this. And because it's going to impact my reading for the rest of this series. Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. Was participating in Becca in the books. She has a book club last year they chose The Realm of the Elderling, which is a series of trilogies by Robin Hobb. I believe there are 5 trilogies written. Don't quote me on that. Please excuse any noise of my heater, because of course now it decided to come on. But Mad Ship is book 2 in the second trilogy, The Live Ship Traders. I thoroughly enjoyed the first trilogy, even though Robin Hobb hurt me, but that's what she does as an author with these books. The Live Ship Traders, though, I was struggling with, and unfortunately, the Mad Ship is where I came full stop and gave up. I think ultimately there's too many characters, too many things going on, too much I dislike. It's not a bad book. The author, I don't think, did anything particularly wrong. On top of Robin Hobb, like, really making you feel these characters' pain, I don't like half of them, and the constant changing of perspectives just really bothered me. This past year is when I realized that I think, as much as I love an ensemble cast and, you know, catching up with family members and things like that, I don't like it when it happens all in one book. When there's too many characters, too many people that we're following, and constantly switching perspectives of. So this book fell right in the middle of that, and while I'm interested in some parts, the other parts are just maddening, and I might go back eventually at some point and finish this, but I think I'm going to be skipping the Live Ship Traders and just going to the next Fitz book trilogy from now on. So next, a proper least fave, not a good book, is H.P. Lovecraft's The Horror Red Hook. I read this because I was going to read a retelling of it of sorts, and I've never read H.P. Lovecraft. I know of some of his writings and worlds that have been built and that kind of thing in sci-fi. It is prolific. A lot of the elements of his stories pop up and have made some horror and sci-fi foundations in both of those genres. So I said, oh, well, heard this is a short one, let me give it a shot. This is just bad. Like, what was it? I heard someone say that H.P. Lovecraft said he wrote this on a hot, steamy summer in New York, and it's like a fever dream, a fever nightmare, let's keep it real. It's so, what prejudice, like, it's so horribly so. It's sexist, it's racist, it's nationalist, it's ableist, it's ageist, it's like, he goes on and on and on about these immigrant people living in Brooklyn, just living their lives, and they're doing it negatively. Like, why are there like 3 pages about these people who are looking out the window of their own apartments? Like, how dare they? The descriptions are over the top negative. And these people are just living their lives. But, you know, H.P. Lovecraft was an old white man. He might not have been that old when he wrote this, but at the time, he was very much against all of these immigrants coming into the United States. Like, New York City as the place where immigrants enter the United States has long been established. And just the idea of these poor people coming in having, you know, nefarious cultures, nefarious spiritual practices, and nefarious purposes, even though they just want to eat, sleep, have shelter, and, you know, be loved like everyone else, is just, it's mind-boggling to go to that extent. Like, and what's funny is the neighborhoods he's talking about have been gentrified over many years, particularly even more so recently in the last 10 years. One of the neighborhoods that he talks about is where my former boss lives, and is one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the country. The entire United States, not just New York City or the New York State, the whole country. And it's just, so that wasn't a good time. The story is basically about this wealthy Jewish older man who lives in Brooklyn, and he falls in with these immigrants, and he doesn't start out as wealthy. He owns some property, but it's very cheap because, you know, immigrants live there. So, yeah, he starts making some money, and his family becomes interested in that fact, and they're trying to get him committed because he doesn't leave the house, and he hangs out with these immigrants and whatnot. So eventually the police become involved because these girls start going missing in Manhattan, of course, from rich white people, and they think that it has something to do with these new immigrants in Brooklyn. They're noticing a lot more of them, and no one's looking at where they come from or anything like that. But yeah, and there's a whole magical, spiritual element of, it turns out they're connecting with the devil and all of this. It's ridiculous. But the only plus is that the retelling that I read was absolutely wonderful and much better. The writing was bad. I'm not even good. Horrible. Last least favorite is Idol by Kristen Callihan. I read this because for the Swoon Sisters book club, we had the trope of Grumpy Sunshine, and we read Managed, which was book 2 in this series, and Idol was book 1. So I really enjoyed Managed, and this is a series about a rock band. So Managed was focusing on their manager and his love interest. Idol is focused on Callihan, the leader of the band, in essence. It was okay. I didn't get as much chemistry between the two main characters as I did with Managed. It's just something wasn't really clicking with me. I didn't hate it, but I don't, maybe band music series are not for me, because I'm kind of fell off on the other one I was reading too. It's like, it's not bad. It's just not really for me, I guess. In the beginning, it was good. Him waking up drunk on her lawn and her with the hose was hilarious. I like them two off together on their own. Her backstory with her parents having been previously famous musicians who withdrew from the world of the music industry, it felt very kind of contrived. Like, oh, here's a connection. She could have just been a musician. Like, she likes music. All of that wasn't necessary. It felt like an excuse, and I guess it was, to explain why she doesn't work in music at all. But once she left her island, or her neighborhood, and came to the US and all of that stuff, I don't know, I just rated it low because I didn't really feel much. It was cute, I guess. Look at my face. I don't know. I think that says it all. This has been long enough, so I'm going to end here. One of my 2022 goals is to have shorter videos, so like this video if you liked it. Let me know your least favorite book from 2021 in the comments below. If you read any of these 3 books that I mentioned, let me know what your thoughts were as well in the comments, because I would definitely like to hear. Then subscribe if you are new, because hopefully tomorrow my most disappointing books of 2021 video will be coming out. I've got more than 3, but I don't don't hate them. I just had expectations that were not met. So, that being said, if you want to know when that video comes, hit the notification bell so you will get an email or a push notification or whatever it is when that video drops. Afterwards, my most surprising video comes, and then my most favorite videos of 2021. They may be a best of 2021 book awards video and a book stats, but I'm still hemming and hawing over those 2. But yeah, that's why you should ring the notification bell. And that's all for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.